Hello, I hope you're having a great day. So it has begun watering season already in Iowa. Hopefully it rains soon, but I had to water everything today, so that's quite a task. And then I went around and I cut some little beauties out of the field, and I'm so excited to put bouquets together today. So I have bouquets today, and then tomorrow I have to get bouquets ready for the farmer's market. And then Saturday I have to get bouquets ready for a graduation party. So it's getting busy. So I'm gonna try to get my bouquets done, and then because I need to get them delivered this afternoon so I can get them ready and then they can rest and then I can deliver them. And in the meantime, I still need to get my netting. I need to raise my netting on my snapdragons and lisianthus and put netting on cosmos, zinnias, and ageratum. And I think that's all I'm gonna do for now and I'll just take note and I'll just keep writing things down that I need to net. I'm hoping those are the only ones. I didn't net the mahogany splendor hibiscus because I just haven't ever had it before, so I don't know. I do know it gets kind of big. So I better get to it. Okay, I got bouquet 1 put together. I think it's really pretty. Spin it around for you to see. Okay, so I got my bouquets done. That was fun. I have a lot more flowers than I thought I had, and I think I'm gonna be able to do the farmer's market, and I'll have plenty for Sunday, even if my peonies don't ever come to fruition. So bonus. And then before I put more of the fabric up, I want to lay drip to my perennials. They're perennials, so normally they do fine in our weather, but I planted a bunch of new perennials this year, and I think they need more water than they're getting. Usually in the spring it would be raining like crazy and they'd be happy, but they're not happy this year. So I'm gonna go and try to get my drip set up. I have what was there last year, but it's not gonna work this year because I completely changed how it's set up. But the end rows are the same. So I'm gonna take it down there, use what I can, and then work on getting the rest of it set up. Even the peonies kind of look weak, so I don't know if I'm gonna need to just run one line down each row just for the time being, and maybe the lavender too. We will see. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the first rows where I planted all the yarrow, and I'll just work my way up as I have time. If I hadn't been cutting on this row, it would be a sea of purple right now. It would be gorgeous. Okay, so you notice I cut it off at this last row of lavender instead of going to the peonies. But as you can see here, I have like a lot of extra that aren't hooked up to anything, and I can shut them off, which is fine, but sometimes they tend to leak around them, so I'd rather have as few of them as possible. So I might end up actually cutting it down here at the first lavender, where I only need 1 per each row instead of the 4, and that will just, it'll have less leakage. This one had like problems with it and it's all been up, so I thought, well, I'm just gonna cut it off here, and I'll have to add one of my end pipes right here, and then I should be able to hook my hose up to it. Yeah, I definitely burnt this one, so I'm just gonna cut it here and here. Put a coupler on. That's what they're called if you have to order one. So these are in the on position, and then like those over there are in the off position. And one thing that I learned last year are these rows are so long that I can only run like 4 to 8 of them at a time. I cannot run this whole field. But now that I've taken out 1/8 of an acre and only put 1 line instead of 4 lines on them, I'll be able to do it a lot quicker than I used to, because I used to have to come and shut off 4 and then turn on 4 and do that whole thing. So right now I have these 4 on, and then I have the 2 rows of lavender on. So it's definitely made its way to the bottom and it's starting to drip, so that's a good sign. That means there's probably no leaks in this row. But it does take a while for it to fill up and then get enough pressure to work its way back to the top. But I can see here the line, see how much thicker it is now because it's full of water, and it kind of raises these a little bit, and I do see that, you probably can't see it, it's too dark, but it's dripping. So the yarrow's got some drip running to it. These could use some drip, they're looking sad. Now we have drip at the top of the row, which means all these lines are good. Otherwise the pressure wouldn't build up enough to get up here. So that's good to see. So I should be able to get all of these rows watered in except for the peonies. But I do have to kind of do it in segments because this is a lot of water on a 1/4 acre. So I usually do it for 20 minutes on 4 rows. And then I let the well refill itself, and then, which it's gonna be lunch soon, so that'll be fine, and I have those deliveries to do. So after lunch I can come back and I can turn on 6 more rows, and it won't take as long as it used to. The only one I don't have is this last row. Well, I must have pulled it. So that very last row doesn't get drip, which is the furthest one away. That was dumb of me. I'm glad I left all these others. I should have only pulled, I thought I was only pulling what I needed the lavender and the peonies for. Maybe I started this row and realized, oh wait, I'm not doing this side of the field, and only did those because everything else has drip except for those and the peonies right now. So that's good. That will be a pain to run drip to, and honestly I don't even know if that row needs it. A lot of stuff is still coming back up. It's all the purple cone flowers, and they were here last year. I did plant a few new ones, but maybe I could just take a watering can and water a few of those that I did. There aren't that many. So, all right, I'm gonna let this run for 20 minutes. So you can kind of see here, see how this is dripping? That's why I want to go ahead and cut these all the way back and not have the extras, because it's just water getting dripped out. Like here's one over here too. Like they're not ever going to be needed. So maybe I'll go do that while I'm waiting. I'll just run a new line and have it ready to hook up to where it does start the 4. So I could just hook it up right here. Okay, now that I have all the drip laid, I just need to punch holes in that line that I put on and put the connectors and hook the drip up to it. So then everything will have drip except for that very last row. Okay, what I really want is a straight one of these instead of an elbow, but I don't have one, so I'm just gonna go ahead and finagle it for now because it'll work. And then I can order the right one and just replace it, and then all of it will be done. And actually right now I can turn it on and it'll work. So yay, I got it done. All I have to do is replace that piece. That'll be a really like 2-minute task, so not a big deal. And now I can turn the water on. I actually, after looking at everything, I kind of am thinking about ordering like the quick connects and the starts and like having like 8 rows and then 8 rows and then 8 rows, because I could just move my hose from one section to the next to water it instead of turning off all of those different green valves, because sometimes you break one. But I don't know. For now, I'll turn them on and off. And then whenever if I decide to, that'll be an easy task too. I just have to like cut and put an end on and put a beginning on, and cut and then put an end and a beginning on. So that would probably take 30 minutes to do that. And I think that would save a lot of time when watering. So we will see. But for now, I think the perennial field all has water. Yay! So I still have to get netting, but it is getting later in the day. I have to get netting on my plants still, and then clean up the perennial beds. And then hopefully I'll be down to putting in succession plantings and weeding and cutting flowers. I probably need to fix that, but it's actually dripping and giving some water next to the plants, so that's a good thing. They can get a drink on their roots. It looks like the drip is working all the way up, so that's good. It'll tide them over until we get some rain. Yay! I'm probably not gonna do the other rows tonight, so I think I just have that last row of 4. No, there's 2 rows of 4. I'll do them first thing in the morning. I took all the trays inside that I'm hardening off, and all of those flowers should be getting a drink as well. So watered and ready to go. There goes the timer. Well, the wind has really picked up. I hope you can hear me. I got all that done today, and so I still need to get the netting on those other plants. Tomorrow's a busy day. I need to pick and get everything ready for the farmer's market. Saturday's the farmer's market, and Sunday I have a big delivery down south. So maybe in somewhere I can get that netting installed. Otherwise, I will just do it next week. And I'll be planting plants because I think I have to harden them off and everything. Some of them will be ready for the field again next week. I need to get to my weeds. And I need to get my perennial garden cleaned up. So many tasks, so little time. Well, that's what I was up to on the farm today. I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope you have a fantastic day.